people here from Belgium, Ecuador, Italy, Spain, Colombia, Australia, Ghana, Brazil, all kinds of states in the United States, Canada, Greece, Kazakhstan, Thailand, Cairo, Kenya, France. Very nice, very international. Today's lecturer is Dr. Naila Aaijaz. So she has been with Xculture for many, many years. Naila, when did you join Xculture? I mean, it feels like at least 10 years ago. But...
You're right, Dr. Vass. It's about 2010. First time that I signed up. I was in Malaysia then.
And she is now at the University of Niagara Falls in Canada. Today we will talk about a topic that is both dear to my heart, but it's also one that is critically important. In fact, perhaps that would be one of the most important developments in the recent history. And so we're talking about AI-driven decision-making in international business. So AI is the buzzword. Everyone uses AI. But at the same time, how do you use it for decision-making, specifically in international business? That's where it gets very interesting. And so I will pass the microphone to Professor Aaijaz, and so hopefully she will enlighten us how to use it correctly in international business decision-making.
Thank you, Dr. Vass. So consider a multinational corporation like Google operating across different regions. By leveraging AI, Google can predict behaviors like, consumer behaviors, advertising trends. We all are on Google all the time for specific regions, optimizing their, strategies, company strategies, their local cultures, languages. You have heard about Google grabbing the, voices of people and trying to figure out how they can actually work around languages and preferences. This is so important for international business. It was 1950, way back, probably none of us were born then. So it was the Alan Turing test. And if a machine tricks human into thinking it's a human, then it has intelligence.
So
I got into
was
this.
it more conceptual at that time, or was it an actual AI as we know it today?
They didn't call it artificial intelligence. And I can see that by 2022, we have got into ChatGPT, which can even talk now. So let's see what I have also gone through the IBM Watson, and I'm just showing you a little bit on what IBM Watson did. IBM Watson was the name given to a chatbot kind of strategy that they were trying to build a chatbot in those types, and IBM was. So this is the 70-year history of IBM just starting advancing AI. They started somewhere early 1950s, similar to what I was saying, that they were instruction taking. But now over the years, they have come to the next steps is here, 70 years, and it has built itself into kind of IBM Watson is like a chatbot. Many of the companies, you deal with chatbots all the time on your bank, websites, and even your college websites, university websites. So this is how it is working, that it's being upgraded all the time, and very soon probably it will also listen to your voices. This is a question that I wish to ask people. Drop an emoji or anything that you want to tell us about how you used AI. It could be just a line also if you want. So this will be a quick question to you, that if you've used it and you find it you're successful in using AI related stuff.
I'm
I
curious
can
to
get
hear. Yes. Have you used AI? I actually have statistics on it. So ever since ChatGPT was introduced from 2022, I believe, we actually have been tracking every single semester if students use AI or not, if they use it for which purpose, and if they use it, do they think it's ethical? And we see a dramatic change. First, the adoption rate, it was almost zero for a long time, and then it's almost 100% now. What's interesting, when we ask students, do you use AI? Some still say, well, I don't. But then we ask, do your friends use AI? Everybody says, oh, yeah, my friends, all of them use it. And I suspect that people still think that it's maybe something that they need to hide, so they may not feel comfortable admitting that they use it. So we do have a guide on how to use AI for Xculture students. There are ways to use it responsibly, and we strongly encourage that you use AI. Just don't use it for cheating. Use it for, well, all kinds of legitimate purposes, assistance, research. So yes, but yes, pretty much everybody who responded so far, and we have like 250 people now, so everybody said yes.
Thank you. I read one who said, I don't know, but I'm sure they must have used it and they don't know which one they used. Probably a Copilot, ChatGPT and some things are embedded in your Google. So all that is really interesting. We are going ahead.
And if you are not, do learn how to use it. It can be extremely helpful.
Yeah. Let me talk a little bit about your enhanced data analytics, because that's how you will be answering this question, say AI versus human, who makes better business decisions? I was playing this game with my daughter yesterday, and I know we had different opinions. She's in school, grade 12, and so one of the most profound impacts of AI in business today is its ability to enhance decision making. Of course, we are seeing that faster and accurate. So accuracy and faster is the buzzword saying that data analytics helps us if you use the AI. Companies are generating vast amounts of data every day, and AI helps them make sense of this data. So that's very interesting. And another thing is, I would also add over here that the predictive insights that we come across are the most interesting because we identify patterns. We also trends, and then we also have, I should say, something that human beings can overlook at times, but they are predictive insights which tools grab and they can make us make better informed decisions. So an example would be like if you say a very popular company like Amazon. Amazon is improving its strategies every day based on the consumer demand. It optimizes the inventory all the time because they know what is more popular, getting more popular, and they allow people to run their own businesses on their platform. They personalize customer experiences also. So all this makes us realize that they must be doing something so that they are better informed, and that is the prediction outcomes that they get from these AI tools that helps them in making better decisions and improve their platform every time, upgrade it.
So students, if you can please answer in the comments, who makes better business decisions in your opinion? AI, human, or you are not sure? So we have human, AI.
Oh my.
Human. So at this time it's about 100 to 1 human.
Okay. Okay. So I don't want to
there is
contest
one
anything.
undecided.
Undecided also.
And my
Yes,
answer would be, it depends on what kind of decision.
yes. So I was about to come to that. Yes, everybody is right because yes, humans do make better decisions because not everything can be done through AI. And I will talk about it further because AI can handle big data. As I said initially, watch out for those words. Those important words are that big data and accuracy. So when you have data and accuracy, so as Dr. Vass said, that he would be depends on what you're doing and what is the decision all about. Yeah, on all about, yes. If it's on big data and it's a data-driven decision, of course, you'll need the help of AI will be definitely required. So let's go ahead to see how in international business projects, we have an extra layer of complexity. Especially when it's decision making, the complexity part is, as I said, handling big data, language barriers. We all talk about accuracy and big data, but I would also bring in one more component here, that's called language barriers. And you see that we have people from all over the world right now, and everybody has their first language, not English. Probably they have learned English later on, and we may be more comfortable at times and there will be cultural differences in answering some questions. Fluctuating market conditions will always be also adding on to the complexity. And we can also say that AI can help bridge some of the gaps in the local market trends. We understand a local market trend based on our perspective, but there may be other reasons and other scenarios required to understand a particular business market in international arena scenario. I would also say understand the preferences of different consumer bases. So different consumers behave in a different way in the international setting. For example, I would say, let's take the example of Microsoft, which uses AI-based translation tools. And we are all using Microsoft most of the times. So we can say that market trends are very difficult to analyze and understand if we do not have these tools available to us, because many critical decisions made by companies in emerging markets are dependent on these fluctuations of market trends and consumer behavior. So we'll be better at it if we use some tools, AI tools, which is to understand not only the complexity of the data, but it also handles the language and cultural perspectives. Very soon they are building on it. Cultural perspectives may take more time because there are behavioral aspects that they are trying to grab. One was the tone of the voice that Google was doing. So all these companies are busy with that. So let's share with where AI could help in global business. I was trying to put an activity. I'm not sure. Just more like activity is a case study that I have brought. And case studies are two, but these are not really, they are caselets, I should say. We are just going to talk about it. And we have AI cloud that we have used earlier. I'll be talking about that, where it was used. AI powered cross-cultural communication that we have already come across, which was done by Google of late. So the AI in Google is what we will talk about. That is, firstly, I would say that in cross-cultural communication, we have language barrier. So Google Translate helps us in the local languages can be translated easily. And we do find it easy for us to travel overseas and also understand the different types of languages and different usage of words. So Google Translate does not only translate, but also understands and tells us how the word is used in that particular, community and setting. These solutions enable faster decision making and translation services, I should say, which will definitely, if employed by international business experts and consultants, they will find the local market, decisions made easily and interact with people around the world easily. Next is case study 2 that I have, which is talking about your Tesla. All of us are so excited about Tesla coming up with something new. And that was, it's been in the last 4 or 5 years, we've been actively watching what's happening and whether the tests are successful or not. So we have seen that Tesla's AI-driven vehicles operate in various international markets today. They may not be the higher-end AI autonomous vehicles, but they definitely are reaching that goal, and slow and steady. But people have started purchasing those driverless, mobile technology and buying them. And this adaptability, I should say, has enabled Tesla to expand throughout the world. And in every country, people have bought Tesla. And these AI-powered vehicles are going to be the in thing in the future. So this is another business project that we are capturing. And what do they do? The automotive technology is also basically into the AI cloud, and they will be using the artificial intelligence heavily to keep this automation up and running. I think we all are. I won't be saying that it is fully successful and everything is absolutely perfect, 100%. No, but they are moving towards that goal. So the quick question is, which company is leading with AI? This is chat-based. You can give your chat answers. So which company is leading with AI according to current trends?
Okay, so the answer is Tesla, Google. Well, ChatGPT is not the company. The company is OpenAI, I believe, right? Amazon, yeah. OpenAI, Tesla, Google, Tesla, Google, Microsoft, Apple, Google,
yeah.
Google. Nobody mentioned Anthropic. That's another one. OpenAI. Yeah. Okay. Well, we have a lot of Google and a lot of OpenAI.
Yeah. So yes, so AI.
I think even Meta should be an option, isn't it?
Technically, Meta has its own. Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So all these are, but Google is named so far in the current trends. AI, the AI industry, I should say, has named Google as number 1 so far.
Somebody mentioned IBM. Somebody mentioned NVIDIA. Somebody mentioned Wolfram. And I'm not sure if those are companies. So you have Microsoft has Copilot, Google has Gemini, OpenAI has GPT, Anthropic has Claude. What's Meta's name? So Meta has, I don't know what they call it. I think they call it Meta AI, right? So
Meta
AI. It's Meta AI only.
It's Meta AI. Yeah. Thank you. So thank you for answering these questions and being alert on these questions. All of you who have said some other names besides Google is also in the trend, and you never know when these companies take over Google. So just keep a watch on the market trends now. Coming back to some more interesting updates on its, I think, So this is another response link. For us, it's a challenge, but then I think it should work.
I actually have a poll, so let me run the poll here. Yeah. So here is the poll on the screen. So you should be able to see this question. And so I slightly reworded it. So are you worried about AI impacting your future career? And so we have 25% approximately. So we have 200 answers or so. 25% say not worried at all. Another 38% saying somewhat worried. Neutral 18%. And then no,
still going on.
3% are very worried. And 12% are worried. So the most popular answer is somewhat worried or not worried at all.
Yeah, 42%. And if we add somewhat worried and not worried at all, but then it's quite high. It's about 60% are saying that partially worried and partially like they are okay. They're okay. And worried and very worried is about 30 to 44%, about 20%, or about 17 to 18% are very worried total. That's interesting, and it's a very interesting poll. Thank you for sharing this, Dr. Vass.
Yeah,
This
I'll
is
share the
really,
results with everyone. So, but yes, it seems like most people somewhat worried or not worried at all, and very, very few are very worried.
yeah, this is really interesting. And now I don't know, I'm not asking why they're worried, but that probably they have to be worrying about not knowing it. They should know. As I say, that AI.
You know, there is this saying that it is not AI that will replace professors. It is professors with AI who will replace professors without AI, or lawyers with AI will replace lawyers without AI, or financial analysts with AI will replace financial analysts without AI. So it's not AI that will replace them.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this is it, because all those AI knowing experts will be replacing the ones who are not AI, updated. So thank you for sharing this. It says stop sharing, so I can, or I think
Oh,
you
yes,
share
yes.
it.
I think, yeah, stop sharing. So yeah, all good.
Yeah, so I can go ahead. Thank you for participating in this poll. It was really, really interesting. And almost we are towards the verge end, but then interesting part is something about the benefits and challenges of AI. We have, as you said, some of you were scared and fear about, I mean, they have I don't know what, but there may be a fear. We always had something or the other in our mind saying that it will take away our jobs, it will take away our, the type of life we have lived so far. So yes, certain changes will be, they are inevitable. It will be there. So while AI brings a multitude of benefits to businesses, such as increased accuracy, I've been talking about your big data handling and accuracy and absolutely making it, perfect and insightful. We are looking at these challenges often revolve around issues of bias. Most of the times we have seen that if we do not program our AI tools very well, they may end up being biased towards some ethnic groups, or that's one thing that it's a challenge. And we have to, I should say, pilot test them before we actually administer it around the world. And one more thing is AI facial recognition. So most of us are using it in the banks, and we are also using it in some places where your quick and apps just recognize your faces and you can actually use it. Sometimes they're gathering some information about your ethnic, person, what ethnicity you belong to. All that, it should not use it as a bias, because artificial intelligence may end up using it. That's a challenge, that's a constraint. And ethical debates are going on around the world for fairness using it, because who make them, they should always see that the fairness part is upheld, and the enforcement and security of it is also upheld. So security part, yes, I understand there's a fear that are we secure, because it's reading our faces, are we secure? So yes. Any questions? I have a question here. Biggest challenge AI will face. Any other challenge that you can cite, students or participants? I would really appreciate that, because this is one challenge I feel that there are still researches going on in that area. But if you feel facial recognition may pose a challenge years later, we don't know. So if you have any insights that you can share, please do that.
Yeah.
Well, a quick
one comment about the challenges is ethics. So several students actually I see in the comments said that they believe that AI can be smart, but not necessarily ethical. I'm not sure what's your comment on that.
Yeah. So yeah, AI facial recognition may end up as probably it could be security issues. So I feel we are waiting for better security, challenges or tools to meet those challenges. We are still learning about all this. So let's see where we end up with. These are places where we cannot comment currently, but then we are using some part of these tools for our quick use on apps. But let's see what they are gathering information all the time, but let's see what they do with it. Yeah. I hope we are secure. Okay, so good answers. I've seen a couple of answers, and we are not running into question and answers immediately. The next one will be
on one of the comments. So several people also said that they believe that AI can be biased and it can be ethical. And so I would say you are probably correct, but if you have ever interacted with humans, and I have worked with humans, believe me, humans are often unethical and often, in fact, more often than not, biased. So in a way,
Very true.
I'm not sure whom I would trust to be more impartial and more ethical, AI or human. So
You're right, because Dr. Vass, I've also worked with in different countries, different places. I would feel the same because, yes, we find all types of people, all types of ethics issues. And we also come across situations where it's very difficult to deal with humans at times rather than technology. So
yeah.
that experience does say it all. Thank you for your contributions. I'm looking at one more slide, one more, and there is
Yeah,
this is the last poll, and please help us because that last poll was working very well. I have someone
I'm
raising their
trying to run
hand.
it, but for some reason this one wouldn't display Yukta, or maybe somebody took over the. So I have the
Okay,
poll.
I'll try it once again with my thing, and if I can share it,
Oh, yes, so
I am
interesting.
activating it.
Oh,
And
allow panelists to vote, so I think it should be fine now.
yeah, so am I sharing the screen? Not yet.
Just a second, so I'm launching it now.
Oh, I can see finance and education seems to be coming up very, very strongly. I think the QR code worked this time
Okay.
for a change. This was the last poll, but it worked. So I can see finance has come up, education has come up. Anything else? Oh, I have healthcare. People are talking about healthcare.
Okay, okay.
Why is it going down?
It's probably relative frequency, so it's not really going down per se, but it's other.
It's relatively, yeah. So it just allows you for 50 seconds time to give your, response. So I guess this is enough. So we have healthcare at 40%, and it's shared kind of with education, 40% again. And finance is a bit less, 20%, but for me, it is very high because finance has already got into AI. I think very soon we'll all experience it in the banking sector. We are already experiencing it, but yes, analytics has not been shared by bankers. And that's where we are laymen who have not been exposed to it. But this is a great, insight about what you feel as a student or as a learner in the AI field. Thank you. I'm going back to my, I can just go back to my hope. Uh, I'll share my screen once again, and please let me know if you can see my slides. I'm going back here, going down further. And this is our quiz time. This is my almost the last slide, but these questions are based on whatever we spoke or I spoke in this session. And quick, it's just on the chat. You can say it's a quiz time for you all. How interactive it was, but how attentive you were. One benefit of AI in decision making, I'd really love to hear that. Second is key factor for cross cultural AI. Third, name an AI use in business, a case discussed today. Fourth is challenge faced by business. You can answer anyone, but please number it if you're answering something. That's why I've numbered it. So you can in the chat use those numbers. Challenge faced by businesses of using AI. So we just discussed that as well. And the fifth one is predict an emerging trend in AI for the next decade. That's my favorite.
Well, let's maybe talk about that last one because everyone knows what has happened. But so what would be your predictions? Anyone has,
Perfect.
and in fact, since we have a few minutes left, if you guys want to raise your hands and tell us, maybe share with us your predictions about AI, we would be happy to hear from you too. So,
yeah. Thank you. That will be great.
So we have a lot of comments. They think that AI will be translating, that AI will be quick data search. AI will be providing diversity of opinions. So they believe that reduction in human errors will happen because of AI. Driverless cars, I guess it is AI, yeah. Data analytics will be improved. So Mohammed is answering all 5 questions, processing large amounts of data quickly. Okay. So reducing bias, cybersecurity. Ironically, some people were saying that cybersecurity may be compromised because of AI, and others believe that that's okay.
Yeah. So these are the emerging trends. So it's the challenges as well as the benefits. I'm happy to see that both ways you're covering most of the points which are going to be the emerging trend. It might be soon in healthcare. Healthcare and education have really found it interesting, but some of the sectors are like law. I recently came across some of the people who are trying to put AI in law, and it's going to work very well because their websites are going to be a transformative one. That was in one of the sessions that I was attending off late somewhere. Oh, education beyond geographic barriers. That's interesting for international business. Yes. Yeah. So great. I think we have quite interesting one. Teachers are being pushed more to use AI. Yes, we are. And I'm also one of those promoters for AI in learning. And it has helped us in creating a bond between our students to understand the concepts very well. And you can actually, instead of just copying it, you can build on it. You get the outline, you structure it, you structure your thoughts around it. And that's how we can work around it. So even if you don't know Python as a programming tool, what I have seen that students have got the knack of actually getting the information and getting more insights into some research work without using Python. They can use data and get a Python code completely ready, run it on a Google Colab and get to the results. It could be an visualization, a graph or a chart quickly developed for them. So these are the insights that you can use. And I've told the students to quickly come down to a graph and interpret the graph is what you need to do rather than creating it all the time. So everybody will have their own roles. The ones who create the AI tools are different. They're configuring people, they're programmers. We are users, so we should use it in the most ethical and the most insightful way. It can help us build to better decision making. If a bank managers or bank management team, the senior management, the corporate strategies can be developed based on the insightful decisions that insightful decisions, I should say, can be made based on the data driven insights generated by tools that we can use today. So that's it. And thank you for giving me an opportunity to talk about something which is very, very dear to my heart.
I would like to share a few things about Xculture's research in AI to close the topic. So one, we are finishing up a study in which we look at whether or not AI can provide effective feedback to students. So as you know, one of the challenges in Xculture is that we have about 1,000 teams, and every week the 1,000 teams submit their work, and we need to figure out how to provide feedback to those students. And we don't have enough professors, enough manpower, so to speak, to do it. And so for a few semesters, we have been experimenting with AI providing feedback. And so we have run experiments, and we now have the data on which condition gives you the best quality of students' output and the most satisfaction from the students. And so we had 4 experimental conditions and are running the 5th one this semester. So the conditions were no feedback at all. So students submit their work every week and we provide no feedback. Then we had several professors who volunteered to provide weekly feedback. So we had feedback from humans, from professors. And then we had feedback from AI. One condition, students didn't know that it's AI, and one condition that students did know that it was AI. And I'm displaying those options now. So I wonder, so we know which condition gave us the best quality of the student reports, and we know which condition gave the most satisfaction. So students, if you can answer and Naila, let me ask you this, so you don't know about the results of the study. So which condition do you think provided the best outcomes?
Well, it would be a mix of both because human feedback is essential on the behavioral aspects of students and some other perspectives which AI may not be able to grab. But AI-based, analytical data analysis would really help in getting to the details that probably a human eye could miss.
Well, we didn't try the combination. So it was either you see no feedback, or you see feedback from professors, or you see feedback from AI, but you don't know it's AI, and you see feedback from AI, and you do know it's AI. So feedback from professors was better than no feedback, but feedback from AI was better than feedback from professors. But also feedback and that's when students don't know it's AI. So AI beats humans when students don't know it's AI. They're happier and the quality goes up. But, and this is a very, very important but, When they do know that it's AI, it's actually worse than there is no feedback at all. So they were dissatisfied and the quality actually went down, surprisingly. So what we're testing this semester is, so we know AI's feedback is good quality because it leads to good outcomes when people don't know it's AI. So to remove that bias, what we do this semester, we teach students how to obtain AI generated feedback. And so we say, okay, well, use AI, this is how you do it. And so we hope that maybe in that case, they will be less upset. So we'll see how that works. So, and then another study we're doing actually this semester as well. So in the early track, it was mandatory. In the late track, it will be optional. We teach students how to use AI to distribute the workload in the team. So we instructed the students to upload the task so that the actual instructions for the challenge, for the project that they're writing, and then also introduce themselves. You know, hi, my name is such and such. I'm from this country. I'm available at these hours. These are my interests. And basically talk with AI about your interests. And then when you're done, ask AI, what would be the best way to distribute the workload? Maybe it's best if you do the copy editing and I do the research, and maybe somebody writes the section on marketing, and maybe somebody does more of the coordination. So again, we don't know the results for the study yet. So the data for the early track just came in. We didn't analyze them, and we'll see for the late track what the data will look like. So, but we will see how that will work. And so I'm sharing here the results. So the students thought that human feedback was the best. To my surprise, no, AI was the best if the respondents didn't know it was AI. And then also going back to humans versus AI, the ethics and bias stuff. Well, I don't know about ethics and bias, but one thing I can tell you, humans are unreliable. So we had 18 professors who volunteered to be in this experiment. And they said, I will provide feedback every week. You know, you can count on me. Yes, let's do the study. Out of 18, there were always like 4 or 5 who were late. There was always like maybe 1 or 2 who would provide feedback like, great job, keep it up. I mean, what kind of feedback is that? Give me something useful, you know, like that's, you know, great job. It's not feedback. AI was always, we used actually Claude 2 at that time. So AI was always like, well, how much feedback do you want? 1 page is enough. I'm like, okay, well, let's go with 1 page. Okay, you know, this is good, this is bad. Here's how you can improve it, like very developmental, always on time. It was a little inconvenient to copy paste all those submissions one by one. We hired a student to do it. So hopefully soon enough, it will be able to read like hundreds of files at the same time. But otherwise, for me as a manager of the project, it was much more pleasant to work with AI than with those humans who are unreliable, sometimes unresponsive, sometimes lazy. So in a way that was, you know, so yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Another place that I can share a quick lens, experience that I had. I volunteer for PMI Project Management Institute. I'm the portfolio manager for volunteering recruited people for different portfolios. I actually wanted. There were about 7 resumes which came in for volunteering, and I had only 3 positions. I was wondering between 7 and I think 8. I was wondering whom to, because they had a similar profile, but it was a bit difficult to sit down. And with my people also, I said, whom should we give this job? We ran through the job requirement and with the resume saying that who should be given which job. And I gave me a beautiful answer and I gave it all to them, and they are doing very well there. So that was one of the things that I tried recently.
Yeah, there is a very interesting question. Do you think, so from Collins, so do you think AI will reduce unemployment or maybe increase unemployment? I will play the devil's advocate here. Do you think, Naila, AI will reduce or increase unemployment?
It will change the employment pattern and the type of employment that will be in the future. It will not reduce, it will go into a different direction. There'll be more employees required in different areas. Probably data analytics will be required instead of you becoming a entry operator or something, or you being a cashier. You will be doing analytics saying that who purchased what. So there'll be more data analytics required for informed decisions. I guess we all have to get into that area now.
I will say, I don't know what will happen with AI, but I can tell you this. When the steam machine was invented almost 200 years ago now, 150 years ago, many people predicted that it will lead to unemployment because machines will do everything, humans will have no job. And in fact, when the first machines, steam machines, were installed at factories, there was a lot of sort of a big revolt against them. So there were riots against the machines. People would literally, you know, break into the factory and break those machines. They said, well, you know, we had 1,000 gainfully employed employees. Now there is this steam machine and it only needs 100 people. So everybody else lost their jobs. But as we know, those worries were unsubstantiated, so the machines did not reduce unemployment. If anything, they created a lot of new jobs. Then there was the same concern with electricity. Oh, now we have electricity, we have the new types of motors and things, people will be without jobs. We know that didn't happen. Then the computers started coming about, like in the 80s for real, in the 70s in the beginning, and then by the 90s, all the offices had computers. And there were concerns that now we will not have, like, you know, secretaries and, you know, managers. Who needs them? Computers will do everything. And we know that that didn't happen. If anything, you know, computers made us busier, not less busy. And so now we are going through this phase where everybody thinks that AI will replace humans. But I agree with the professor here. It will probably just change the kinds of job we have. So yes, maybe we will not have interpreters because it will be done by AI. Or maybe we will not have truck drivers because, you know, self-driving trucks will be doing the job. Or same thing, maybe with pilots, who knows. But I don't think there will be fewer jobs per se. They will just shift to different, there will be definitely many jobs related to writing AI code or maybe servicing AI, I don't know, servers or whatever else may be done there. So, yeah.
Already, Dr. Vass, we are seeing this change on the, as you said, the truck drivers. We can see that the GPS is locating even the cops' cars, and it updates us, it intimates it's absolutely on the GPS saying that there's a cop car there or there's a stalled vehicle ahead of you, and be careful. So these are AI generated, and these days GPS is highly AI generated. So over the years, I have read somewhere that when you have these driverless cars or trucks, you will have something which will be working, and we'll need navigators. So the navigation courses that are going on in colleges, we'll have to bring them in, because the AI navigation, there are people who will be doing the configuration and getting to more understanding how you can patrol the entire route, because that needs to be, that needs to be monitored all the time. Overnight, something happens, so it should be accurate. So those people who can monitor and for the accuracy, those people will be required there.
Yeah, there is an interesting question from Josh here. So do you think AI will make it harder to get a better paid job? So basically, can AI lead to a wage reduction? What is your thought?
Well, I would say I am living in Canada, so our proposed Canadians have proposed that the basic amount that you earn should be fulfilled by the government. Rest you can earn better, more. So your luxuries you can earn, the base can be already covered up, because you can work from home on a very basic level. So I guess this will definitely be one of the things that you can look into. You will get better paid, but you'll have options to earn on different areas. You should have multiple expertise, not one. And you can give your expertise, offer your expertise as a consultant, as a trainer, as a configuring team member. So you will have more paid jobs. The payment will definitely be better, because your expertise cannot be replaced, and you'll be on the back end of your AI tools. So to see that the AI tool is working very well, you have to be monitoring it. There may be overnight monitoring. There will be something or the other that you need humans there. It can be monitored by another AI tool, but you never know if there is an outage. So in times of crisis and outage, we'll need experts there all the time.
My answer to that question is, remember what I said, people with AI will replace people without AI. So those who will not learn how to use AI, they probably will lose their jobs or see their salaries dramatically reduced. But those, I assume it will be most of us, just like everybody uses computers these days. So computers didn't replace secretaries. Computers didn't replace managers. Managers with computers replaced managers without computers. Secretaries with computers. So basically, those who will learn how to use it will actually see their productivity improved. And if your productivity improves, why your salary should go down? It will actually increase, I think, or at least will stay where it is. So if your productivity goes up, why would your salary go down? There is one
programmers.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Programmers earn more than typists. Earlier you had people who were typing on the typewriter, and when the advanced errors came in the 80s, I found that people were learning computers. They got into it, even if they were data entry operators, they were earning much more than the typists. So it always shows the trend is always towards higher end salaries, definitely.
Maya is saying that maybe students will rely more on AI, and I'll tell you this to that. So we had these almost fights with X-Culture professors about what to do about AI in X-Culture. And there were some professors who were saying, ban AI, it's going to make students stupid. They will cheat with it. They should be writing the reports without AI. My answer was, chill. Yeah, they've been using AI. I've been using AI. You've been using AI for 25 years. So when you use Microsoft Word and when you type, it's checking your spelling, right? So that's already AI. So is that a problem? Probably not.
No.
We use calculators. So I still remember the time when in schools they would try to ban calculators because presumably we would not learn how to multiply without calculators. Now calculators are not only allowed, they are required on many exams. In fact, calculators, forget about calculators. We have statistical software that you must learn, you must use. It's not an option anymore. So my prediction is or recommendation, rather than ban AI, I would say make it mandatory. Anyway, Professor Aaijaz, thank you so much for your help. Thank you so much for your presentation. Very insightful comments. Truly appreciate it. And everyone else,
Thank
we'll
you.
see you next week.
Thank you, and cheers to X-Culture. We always do this.
Yes, X-Culture. So, and it is a webinar, so we have about 250 students at this time, so we cannot take a picture of the whole group.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.